Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ready to Roll, Embers Beneath the Mountains, episode 5. We're excited to be back. Just a few things, it's not really anything, few things to talk about. I thought we might have had some announcements, and I looked at my announcements page and was like, no announcements. Anyway, welcome back. We're excited to be here. We're going to go ahead and hop on in. We have the recap of our last session from Lydia.
All right. Dang, I wasn't expecting to do this so soon. Something down.
You're the only one. You're the only one who didn't write something and send it to me.
Oops, sorry.
But I mean, I wasn't expecting the other people to send me stuff, so I was like, okay, that works.
That's what happens when you ask me the night before.
That's true.
Anyway, last time we were in the woods, and Artyom had wandered off to talk to the ghost of Vivislava, very safely in the middle of the night all by himself, and realized that in order that we needed to help her realize that she was dead, and she needed to kind of like make peace with her death so that she could move on and stop being a ghost and actually really be dead. So we the next morning went over to the town of, it's Pellegrod, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay. I'm trying to remember all these Russian names. And we split up. Some people went to identify magic items. Zhelanya and Artyom went to go and get the family. There was a little bit of like tension and a disagreement on whether or not the family should be told what had happened to her specifically. But we managed to convince them to come with us to the forest again, wait for the night to come so they could, specifically her dad, talk to her and help her move on to the other side. And after that was all finished, I believe Artyom did drop a little something about how she was so brave and so good. And then we went back to the inn, and we talked to Domovoy, or the Domovoy of the inn, and a couple of party members got a little bit annoyed at Artyom because he hadn't told us about the Domovoy, and that the Domovoy had like kind of guided us around and stuff. And he continued to give us some advice about how we needed to find the Witch of the Woods, and she could help us break the curse and escape from the valley. The stories that we heard were very varied in that maybe she would want us to give up one of our virgin party members to her as a snack, and she would appreciate that. And because I don't remember what's the name of the bartender lady, the innkeeper woman.
Sandra Furlock.
Sandra.
Yep.
Knew it started with an S. We
Okay.
assumed that maybe she might be the Witch of the Woods, and we decided to sneak into her room after, I believe, Artyom's detect magic kind of like stopped at her door, which was very suspicious. But after sneaking into her room, all we found was a teleportation circle on the floor and not really much else that stands out. And I think that's where we are currently.
Yep.
Still in her room.
You had left her room and were getting ready to, getting ready to find, waiting for her to come back, basically, is what you were doing. Hold on, I have to hop out and hop back in real quick since Mike turned his camera off.
Boo, Mike. For shame.
It is still not fixing Mike's camera. There we go. Now we got it. Okay, so so you guys are kind of hovering outside of Sandra's room, waiting for her to come back so you could confront her about the magic circle. Was there anything in particular that you wanted to do? Did you want to, to confront her when she got back? What?
Can we say that Drith copied down the teleportation circle like in his little notebook when they were inside?
If you sacrifice your inspiration, I will allow that.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like,
Oof.
all right. So Drith no longer has inspiration, and we'll say that Drith copied down the runes of the teleportation circle. Perfect. All right. So Drith now has a copy of the teleportation circle in his thing. Cool. Anything else that anyone wants to do to prepare for the return of a possibly angry witch of the woods, since you like snuck into her room and invaded her privacy, but like
Were we staying or were we leaving? I thought that we were gonna sneak out. We'd locked everything back up, put everything back the way it was.
I mean, yeah, you did that, but then aren't you? The plan was still to confront her and talk to her and find out if she's the witch of the woods and use the teleportation circle as evidence, wasn't it?
Corbett.
What?
Wasn't the plan.
I did not recall that, but part of it I thought was trying to confront her, but if not, maybe going out to the, what was it? Out west on the map. There's the cabin in the woods.
Yep.
Great. That sounds like a haunted, scary movie now.
I mean, it is a scary movie.
Yes. Perfect for the season. So what was it? Was it? I know some of us wanted to confront her first before we headed out, but no one kind of knows where she's at right now.
You knew that she had left momentarily to go get some supplies from the local store, and she was going to be back, but...
Okay. Do we want to go run to the local store, get some supplies, confront the possible witch on the way?
That sounds dangerous.
I'm gonna go grab some things from the store, talk to a witch. Yeah, that sounds good. Ian will not be able to roleplay this off the cuff, but Piotr is going to write or sing or perform an epic explanation of why it was absolutely necessary that they break into her room.
Okay, you better have that explanation ready when you find her. Because I'm sure all our viewers would love to hear that.
I'll have the explanation. See, I don't have a lute. It's not going to be a song.
Okay, that's
That'll
fine.
be theater of the mind.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. So, general consensus: you want to intercept her at the store, or like you want to just wait there?
Drith would rather not. He'd rather go on a journey through the woods to examine this old hut.
Okay.
Yeah, if we're going to talk to her, I'd rather it be not in a
Is
public
of mind that we should all just leave her be.
I mean, that's fair. Currently, she is the only lead you have to get out of here, but...
Maybe we should go...
Leave the innkeeper be and just go find the Witch of the Woods.
Well, you all think that the
'Cause we know
innkeeper
that
is
she
the Witch
was-
of the Woods.
Oh,
Well,
They all think. You might not think, but they all think that the innkeeper is the Witch of the
Well,
Woods.
yeah.
Maybe, but
if
I
she's
think
the
we're
witch
being
of the
very
woods-
sexist in
that-
that she's a woman and we're like, she's a witch.
not the teleportation circle on the ground or anything. That has nothing to do with it.
she could be something else.
Yeah, like a wizard.
Cool. Anyway, so, sorry. Well, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure I know what is happening next. So,
Are you going cross-country journey?
Is there
Cross.
something you want to share with the class dwarf friend?
In my opinion, we should just let her be. Let Sandra be, because she's been good to us, and we can figure out what the deal is with her magic later. As for right now, we should go find the Witch of the Woods, who Domovoy says is the person to get us out of here.
That makes sense to me. Maybe we should look in the cabin, see if she's over there, and then come back and upset the person who's been giving us, the place to sleep, the food.
Hey, yeah, we had a free night sleep once, actually, so don't want to upset Sandra too much.
We don't want to upset her, but what if she discovers or what word am I looking for? Finds out about our little excursion and gets a little sore in the feelings because we didn't talk to her about it. I don't know. I think she is a potential ally, and she deserves whether or not she deserves an explanation, I think it's the best move for our aims. And I think it's better that we do it before she confronts us directly.
So we have two plans. All in favor of Catiox, raise your hand.
Going out to the forest and stuff? Yeah.
All in favor of Piotr's? Drith, you go.
And on 3.
Truth, you only count as one. All right. So
Vote is to leave.
vote is to
Hey, if
leave.
we're gonna have like an appendage raising contest, I think I can win that.
That's fair.
No spiders.
All right.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah. I do agree we'll confront her at some point, but best maybe we stick with the actual real lead we potentially have
Okay.
from the Domovoy.
Makes sense to me.
That's
All right.
valid.
So, sorry, give me a second. All right.
Do
You,
we need any supplies? We're
yeah.
good.
So you want to buy anything before you head out? You want to, or are you all good on just vacating the city or the town? It's not really. It's definitely not a city. It's pretty small.
I think I'm good.
Catiock's good. He can just forage in the forest.
Okay. All right.
Can we take a short rest so that I can get my wild shape slots back?
We can definitely say that
Just
while
had
you've
a long
all,
rest.
while he wild shaped to turn into a spider, a miniature, tiny spider to go scout out the room. We can say that the time you've spent just sitting and discussing has
that's
been a
right.
short rest. Counts as a short rest. So you can have your wild shape back. All right. So, you exit the gates and you head, looking at the map you've been given, the path to arrive at the where you described. So if you look on the map and you look at the west side by the mountains, you can see that cabin thing is where you're headed to go, where you're trying to go. The way that you can get there is to go down south, cross that bridge. You do have to pass through those ruins to get over there, just so you are aware. Does that change your desire for any form of preparation or anything?
Why can't we go around them? There's a big old space right there.
Because it's a map and it's not to scale, you have to pass through the ruins.
I question the map maker. Who sold us this?
Maybe the
I
Witch
didn't
of the
realize that we
Woods
had
gave
a
it to
map.
us. At the very beginning, the girl that I gave a gold coin to gave me this map in return. And she might be the witch, someone else might be the witch, but some girl who's not here that we've seen.
She's more of an artist than a cartographer.
Well, in ancient times, you pretty much had to be both. If you were going to be a cartographer, you had to be pretty good at art.
Modern times, too.
That's also
Is
true.
Barnaby still at a table?
Oh yeah, those old men are. Barnaby and the other old men are still at the table, kind of sitting there and drinking.
All right, I go up with the map and just ask them, point to the ruins, be like, "What's that?"
Ah, Barnaby says. The ruins of Helgard. It was there's the fortress where the soldiers of Silhana held out before the final battle. It's said that the restless spirits still roam. It's stony walls and other edifices. But yes, why are you headed there?
We're going past it. Just trying to get through it. You know?
Oh,
And
well, it was nice knowing you.
And why you say that?
Well, I mean, no one who's gone to Helgrad and has returned. Ever. I mean, since the,
Before the
Went into the church either.
well, that's fair. But, I mean, it's just spooky, scary ruins we tell our children to avoid, and we avoid it ourselves, We just don't recommend exploring such places. But that doesn't seem to bother you folk at all, does it?
Not that
Not much.
much.
Scariest thing in there is going to be me. So not really.
I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
Well, I mean,
In that case. Thanks, Barnaby.
you're welcome. What color flowers you want at your funeral? I'll make sure to tell the gravekeeper.
Blue.
Blue. You seem like a blue. Very much blue. All right.
I mean, you see the blue crest, flower crest thing on my fancy tunic robe thing.
Excellent.
Bonby, if we come back, I want you to not drink for a week.
Not drink for a week. I'll give you a day.
5 days.
All right, 5 days. Yeah, but
Excellent.
you're not coming back, he says, and just kind of goes back to nursing his drink in front of him and chatting with his friends. All right.
All right. I assume we're leaving?
Sounds good. Unless anyone protests.
I mean,
But all right, so you exit the gate to that's the western, the southwestern gate, the only gate in town, and you start heading down south. After you haven't done a lot of traveling in this direction during the day, and so it's kind of refreshing to travel through the woods at day. It seems a lot scarier. It actually kind of looks like almost a bright, happy, cheery place. Almost, except you know what's truly hiding in the woods. So eventually you cross over the bridge. In the distance you can see the farmhouse. There are some people out working in the fields. They kind of like stop and look at you as you pass, but they don't do anything other than that. They're clearly...
is that the building that's over the bridge?
Yeah, that's the
Farmhouse?
building that's over the bridge is the farmhouse, yes. Can I get perception checks from everyone?
Yeah.
You can, it just won't be good.
Perception.
Oh boy.
17 for Drith.
Okay.
The 10.
10, okay.
18.
All right.
11.
Give me a sec.
Sec has been given and gone.
Oh no. I'm using the bot in our other Discord because 11. Wait, 14.
Okay, Kadiak. Kadiak, what'd you get?
12.
12. All right. Well, if you got a 10 or higher, you actually notice that the farmhands and the people who are working on the farm have horns and tails. The look of excitement.
I
Wasn't-
feel like that would have been
Hey,
apparent.
Anya!
I mean, you know, that's from a distance. If you weren't paying too much attention, you might
Oh.
not have noticed. Like, it's not like you're right next to the farmhouse. It's like you're standing out. Like it's there. It's way over there. But anyway, so you notice that they have horns and tails. As just a side note.
How many are there?
You can see in the field. There's currently about 3 in the fields.
Anya, look. Don't see many of tieflings around.
You don't. Do I know? Like, would I? I mean, it's not like all tieflings know each other, right? But like, would I know anything of like the history of this area of like in connection with that at all?
No, I mean, not
Maybe
necessarily, not
probably most
particularly.
people.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, you are aware that, you know, generally tieflings don't end up in stations of high status, so you're not terribly surprised to see them that they're farmers, you know. But
Right. Okay.
so cool. So you continue past the farm, headed southwest towards the ruins. You know, it's an hour or so later by the time you have arrived at Fort Helgrad. Tell me what your marching order was. I just put you randomly on this map to, put you places. But tell me what your marching order is real quick. Who's up front?
I'd imagine I could be up front with the map.
Okay.
I'll be kind of up front too.
I would be near the front at least.
I'm in the middle.
Drith is behind.
Also behind Piotr.
Does that look acceptable to you guys? I'll zoom in so you can see it better.
Yeah, he's still whittling away at various sticks trying to make flutes.
Cool. All right. So you enter these ruins. Very clearly, you know, they're old, ancient ruins. Probably, you know, thousands of years old at this point. You know, so mostly gone. You know, you are currently on the in this map. You've wandered towards the center, and in the center you see this old crumbling statue of an old. He looks like he would have been a middle-aged man at the time the statue was made. If you would like to see if you know who the statue is of, you can give me a history check.
Yeah.
Sure. History. Ah, 8.
19.
19. All right. Jelania, or Anya, you know that this is a statue of the, at the time he was known as General Piotr Alkaev. He became the first Tsar of the Holy Mordovian Empire. So he's one of the saints, and he was the lead commanding officer of Silhana's armies. So pre-desiccated ruins. I need another set of perception checks from everybody.
We're gonna die.
Oh, baby.
16.
Natural
16.
20.
Ooh.
11. Way to go, Jim. With
Why, thank you.
that super sniffer of yours.
Yeah.
I missed what you said, Mike. I didn't hear you. I saw that you moved your mic to talk, but
13.
okay. And Drith, I missed you too.
16.
16. All right. Neato. All right. Because your DM sucks at rolls, you see 3 spiders descending from the ruins. 3 giant spiders. They are not really making an attempt to be hidden. Because your DM rolled a natural 1. So,
I was gonna say, Patrick, you never got my roll.
yeah. Oh, I forgot to ask for your roll. What was your roll?
9.
Yeah,
Doesn't
so
matter. 'cause
doesn't
I
matter
know yours.
because I sucked at rolling. So, yeah, I will not misread the stat block in this spider encounter. Everyone roll for initiative. Because of the nat 1 on the spiders, you guys will have a surprise round.
Oh, sweet.
Cool.
Seriously, why spiders?
I
Okay.
hate spiders.
Hey.
No.
I like
No?
them.
All right.
Hey, Patrick, what kind of spiders are they? Are they just big old spiders?
Give me a second. I mean, yes, they're giant spiders, but they
They're
are
just tarantulas.
giant Karakurt spiders.
All right.
Damn.
They are.
There's nothing to me, but I assume Drith knows.
I mean, I just literally just Googled most common spider in Russia. And apparently they're among the top 10 most deadly spiders in the world. So, it sucks to be
great.
Russia. All right. Artyom, what did you roll for your initiative?
I got 12. I got 12 of them.
Anya.
15. No, 14, sorry.
Good. Kadiak.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Corvette.
Dirty 20.
That's what you got last time. Drith.
17.
Piotr.
10.
All right. So first up will be Kadiak, followed by Corvette. Followed by Drith. Followed by Anya. Followed by Artyom. Followed by Piotr. Then the spiders. Your DM sucks at rolling. Anyway, Kadiak, you're up. Corvette, you're on deck.
Cool.
If you want me to zoom in anywhere, just let me know. Now I can hear you.
Wait.
Now I can't hear you.
Y'all cut out for a bit. So,
Oh, sorry.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, and I have no audio again.
Well, no one's saying anything, so.
Okay, that's my video is lagging then because I saw your mouth when it was coming out.
Oh. Well.
Okay. Bonus action, I'm going to enter my battle trance.
Yep.
And then I'm going
Bless you.
Thanks. I'm gonna
Going to
attack the
sneeze.
closest spider.
So let's see. What's your movement again? It's 25 because you're a dwarf. Yeah, that's as close as you can get to the closest spider.
Help me out. How far away is that?
It's 1, 2. That's about 15 feet away.
Unless he goes diagonally, then it's 10.
All right, still 15 feet away. I mean, there's 2 spaces away, but the spider's in the 3rd space.
Math.
Okay. Then I am
Do we do
going
the second
to throw
diagonal?
a hand axe at it.
You want to throw a hand axe at it? What were you asking, Lydia?
I was just wondering, because, like, I think rules is written, it's like the first diagonal is 5 and the second diagonal is 10. Do we do that, or are we just standard have them 5?
I did not know that was rules as written. I've always done each diagonal is just 5 feet.
Oh.
But I guess that kind of
Answers
Makes
the
sense.
question.
Answers the question. Yeah. Anyway, so you're throwing hand X.
24 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
And 10 damage.
Okay. All right.
Slashing, if that matters.
All right. Corvette, it is your turn, and Drith, you are on deck.
All right, I am. What do I want to do? I summon Eladin. He forms in my hand as a nice silver longbow. I ain't getting close to spiders ever again. And since I'm gonna just take a shot at the one that Kadiak just.
Okay, it will need to move so that way it's not behind that rock wall.
Oh, okay. Actually, I did have a question. How tall are like the ruin walls?
Just assume that they're about like 5 feet tall. Unless, yeah.
Oh, okay. 2, 2, 3, 4. All right, go. Can you go 10 feet behind Kadiak to the south?
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I have a clear shot there?
Yes.
Awesome. I will take that shot. 25 to hit.
Cool. All right.
And
That will definitely hit.
And 11 damage.
Okay. All right, Drith, it is your turn, and Anya,
Not
you're on
down.
deck.
Oh, dang it.
Patrick, can you zoom out a bit? I want to see where all the other spiders are.
Yep, I can do that.
Okay, so they're really far away then. Okay.
Yeah, they were hoping to be sneaky.
They failed.
Oh yeah, they did not do that. Okay then. So Drith is gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's gonna kind of move between Kadiak and Corvette. And is he? Can you like see the spider then?
Yes. Like, is that where you were picturing him?
So he's. Yeah, that's Patrick. You couldn't have done a better job. And so Drith is gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And he's gonna try to figure out what's going on here.
All right. So as you attempt to communicate with the spider is really only capable. It's only really saying one thing: hunger, prey, hunt. I guess that's multiple things, but that's what he's saying is those things: hunger, prey, hunt.
Okay, so I turn to everyone and I say, "Hey guys, these guys are just looking for a snack. They're not necessarily bad, so don't be too mean to them. I'd appreciate that."
Drift, you're a snack.
You are a snack, Drith.
Thank you.
And we don't mean that in the beautiful way.
Oh, that's disappointing.
We're saying that they think they found a snack in us.
All right, is that your turn, Drith?
They want to eat us.
That I thought it would go a little different, but I thought we could maybe extract some information. So,
I mean, you want to ask any other? You want to try to ask a question or anything? Try to see what, like.
yeah, I'm gonna ask it. Hey, are there more of you around here?
Definitely, yeah. It will respond in the affirmative. There are a lot more spiders around in the ruins.
Seconds.
But
Any chance of not eating us?
very, very minimal chance of not eating you.
Do you have
Where's
any
Hagrid
hobbies?
when you need him?
Do you have any what?
Hobbies?
They don't know what that word means. It's all right.
Eating snack?
Anya, it is your turn.
Alright,
With
I guess even magic doesn't translate that.
all right, it is on Anya, your turn with Artyom on deck.
Okay, can I get all the way to the thing? think I can.
Let's see if you
If not, that's also okay.
Yeah, you can.
Perfect. I don't have to use anything special. So I'll run up and I'll try and hack at his legs with 2 attacks.
Okay.
Because it's a surprise round, do we get advantage on these attacks?
Yes, I believe you technically would.
Great. Oh, those 2 14s in a row. So that's a 19 on the first one and a 15 on the second one.
Double check. They will both hit.
Nice.
So that total, oh boy, 16 slashing damage.
All right. Tell me how you did it.
Oh, I cut his legs off.
Pretty simple standard. Okay.
And then I just leave it to die.
Hey, it's like
Anya,
the
did you not hear what I said?
No, I did not.
You-
Bug.
you.
Don't speak, bug.
Okay. All right, Artyom, it is your turn, and Piotr, you're on deck. I'll zoom back out so you can see where the other spiders are.
You read my mind. It's almost like you knew I couldn't see anything. You move me straight south to where I can see through that gap in the wall.
Okay, that's 5. You have technically 5 more, 1 more base of movement.
I am going to cast Toll the Dead on that particular spider. The dolorous spell fills the air around it for a moment, and it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
What's the DC?
13. Let me double check. 13. Wait. Nope, I lied. It's 8 plus modifier plus proficiency bonus is 14.
14. Okay, I succeeded.
I don't believe you.
You are welcome to not believe me. We did, yeah, he did succeed. So is that your turn?
Yep.
All right, Piotr, is your turn, and Kadiak, you're on deck because of the surprise round.
I'm gonna hand out some bardic inspiration
Okay.
just in case anybody needs it for the Spideys. I will. What is the range on that? I just tried to look it up, and it was
I think you just.
longer than I thought it was going to be. What's that?
I was just gonna look it up. I was gonna say I think you just have to be able to see them, but let me double check.
I think they might also have to hear you.
Yeah, see and hear. That's probably correct because that's how you would inspire them. Yeah, 60 feet. Who can hear you? So you technically don't even have to see them. You just have to be able to hear them, and that is a bonus action, by the way.
Oh, well, have that.
Who are you inspiring, and how are you inspiring them?
All right, guys. I really don't like spiders, but we've already killed one of them or something. Doesn't have legs anymore. We'll get the rest of them in a jiff. And then I take out my rapier and lunge at the one closest to me.
Cool. Who are you inspiring? You have to pick a person to inspire.
Oh, I can't do all of them?
No. Cannot inspire everyone at once. You have to pick one person to inspire.
Wow, I didn't know the rules. I will inspire Drift. Wait, no, Drift is pretty happy-go-lucky, generally speaking.
You can only get inspiration if you're miserable all the time.
He's already inspired. He's just got it burning in his chest.
Drith is your inspiration.
That's a weird feedback loop. I gotta explain that. Artyom will get inspirated.
Okay, so
I guess I'm miserable all the time.
Artyom has a D6 inspiration die that you can use. Cool. All right. Okay, Kadiak, it is your turn with Corvid on deck.
Great. I'm going to close the distance and take out my one-hand axe. And let's see. Wait, no, is that one still alive, or is that the one that got killed?
No,
The one that's close. The one that it died. The one that was closest to you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Cool. Well,
Oh, I
Am I
also
now-
can I
no.
like
I'm
free
not in
action
melee range
pick
of
up
any
the
other
hand
ones,
axe
am
he
I?
threw?
Sure. Yeah, we can say you did that on your turn. Pick up that hand axe.
Okay.
And sorry, what are you doing, Kadiak?
is there? I don't. I'm not in melee range for anybody else, am I?
Nope.
No. Okay. And I can't reach them because I'm a dwarf and so I'm slow. So that means I'm going to throw my hand axe again.
Okay, so you're gonna try to get. What's your hand axe range?
20 feet.
Fuck.
You are. It's 20 feet with
50 feet away.
20 feet with without disadvantage, right? So you will have disadvantage if you try to hit that spider.
Wait. How far away is it?
Spider is
50
1,
feet.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 50 feet away.
Dude, go
Okay.
for it.
In that
Long shot.
case, I'm using my javelin instead. It's still only a range of 30 feet, but hey, it's something, right?
Something.
Still disadvantage though, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that means that will be a 11 to hit.
That will definitely not hit. Your javelin just plops like in between one of the legs, and it just like moves its leg up and over, and keeps on doing its business.
Well, I'm gonna try and get as close as I can, as well as that. But
So are you gonna?
yeah, that's the turn.
Okay. All right. It is now Corvette with Drith on deck. Yeah, Drith on deck.
All right, guys. So sorry if you hear the noise. They're renovating the apartment upstairs, so it's annoying. So anyway, I will just prepare a shot, hold my action, for when the spider approaches Kadiak or Artyom. But I will go down 15 feet, and then yep, that's exactly where. And then I'll just hold my action.
Okay. All right. And you're holding the action until a spider gets close. That's correct?
Until it gets close, yeah.
Okay. All right. So just let me know when you want to take it. All right. Drith, it is your turn with Anya on deck.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take a dash action and go straight towards the spider, up towards like the top left area.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be like, "Don't worry, my friend. I'll make sure that your death is quick and painless."
Okay. So moving over the statue will count as difficult terrain. Do you want to move around the statue, or do you want to just do the difficult terrain?
I'll go over to the difficult terrain.
Okay. Okay. All right. There you go. I think that was correct. Yeah. Okay. And anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Anya, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go run after Drith because he's by himself. So I'll double move to get as far as I can. Can I try and take a flying leap over the statue parts?
Sure. Give me an acrobatics check. Oh no, athletics check. Athletics check. It's not. Yeah, athletics check.
I can't
Unless you
roll for it.
can. Unless you'd rather do acrobatics. And
I would rather do acrobatics.
'Kay.
Always.
We'll have you do acrobatics then.
I have a +5, so that means I got an 8.
You kind of like jump and you end up on top of the statues anyway.
Great. I don't know how much
You do
movement
have
that
bardic
takes up, but yeah.
inspiration.
Oh, I do?
You do have, yeah. No, you
Oh,
gave it to
no,
Artyom. You
I
gave it to
lied,
Artyom.
I lied.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
think
why
it
are you
was me.
stealing my inspiration, yo?
We'll
Everybody
set.
had it.
Okay, we'll say that's how far you can get. Right about there.
Okay.
All right. So at that moment, Drith, you notice something like moving in the dirt nearby you, and you see a skeletal hand pop out of the dirt and pull itself out, and you see a skeleton standing nearby, and just kind of like its jaw hanging slackly, and it's looking at you. And yeah.
Followed the right person.
Surprised me. You could say that you rattled my bones.
All right, Artyom, it is your turn with Piotr on deck.
I shall once again attempt to toll the dead of the spider over there.
Okay. It failed.
Ha, nerd.
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 It's got like eight lensed glasses for all of its little spider eyes.
I got a 1 damage.
Go 1 damage. Great. Cool. All right, Piotr, it is your turn.
I am going to close. Where should I close? But while I'm doing that, I'm going to use my bonus action to fling some more bardic inspiration around. This time to Jelania. Or Anya,
Am I close
sorry.
enough?
I think so. 60
I'm
feet.
kind of far.
1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4,
okay,
5, 6, 7.
probably.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Cool. I feel inspired.
What did you do to
can do.
inspire her? You just
I don't know. I should really figure out how to roleplay this on a consistent basis.
really should make it more entertaining to watch.
Yeah. I'm just like thinking so mechanically, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, we're role playing. Anyway, so I'm just like, wait, do I want to run over there? I'm closing, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna close kind of over there. I'm gonna be like, all right, Anya, I'm coming. Don't know what I'm gonna do. I mutter under my breath, but I'm coming. And that's difficult terrain, isn't it?
To cross over that. So unless you dash, you can't move any farther.
I may as well dash. 4K, why not?
Okay. Then I'll do you want to keep moving, or do you want to end like?
No, there's one thing Baldur's Gate 3 has taught me. It's that I need height advantage. So I'm staying there.
Well, you definitely won't have height advantage there, but you definitely will be there.
Just kidding. I will move to the other side.
To find the other, like.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, duh. Can't think of my brain. Just barely on the other side. Right there, actually, is fine.
Perfect.
Is that considered off the rock?
Yes. All right. Okay, Spider's turn. Cadillac, you're on deck. All right. So this spider number 2 is going to take its action. 1, 2.
Now we're gonna find out all the spiders have like a ton of eggs in them, and
All
they're
right.
gonna explode everywhere.
DM, this is where I
It's like
shoot my
Charlotte's
shot.
Web.
Okay, you're taking your hold action. All right. So what are you? You're shooting with your bow.
I'm shooting with my I'm holding an arrow in my
Okay.
bow for that. And I got 7 to hit.
That will not hit. Okay.
All right, that's it.
It is going. So the spider lifts its back up and shoots towards webbing at Artyom. What's your AC, Artyom?
I would. 19. Fight me.
All right, that webbing does not hit you. It is now the other spider. So the spider just clambers up and over the wall and shoots the webbing at the skeleton. And misses the skeleton with the webbing. It is now the turn of Cadillac with Corvette on deck. Cannot hear you, Mike.
You're muted.
Hello.
Okay, now we can hear you.
Testing. Okay, great. Yeah, I'm just gonna make my way into that spider there. So that's what 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, I can close with it.
Yep.
So I'm going to close with it and wail on it with my maul.
All right,
I'm
roll
going
the
to
hit.
maul it, in fact.
Maul it with your maul, if you will.
18 to hit.
Okay, that will hit.
8 damage. No, wait, no. I'm raging, so I get +2, so that's 10 damage. 10
Okay,
bludgeoning, if that matters.
perfect. All right. Okay, it is now the turn of Corvette with Drith on deck.
All right, I'm just gonna shoot another arrow, knock one, and at that same spider.
Okay, roll the hit.
9 plus 7 is 16. 16 to hit. Please hit.
That will hit.
Yes. All right. Where's my D8? All right, and 7 damage. And then after that, because I feel I head up probably like 20 feet, just straight up.
Tip.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, Drith, it's your turn with Anya on deck.
Okay, so I'm gonna look up at Anya and Piotr and like wave my hand, be like, "Hey guys, I could use a hand down here, but check this out." And then as I'm waving, I cast Flame Blade, and just like all of a sudden, like a bunch of fire surrounds my hand, and like a flaming sword grows out of it. And then I use that to just like not like a sword at all. I just use it more like a club and just smack the skeleton across the face.
Okay. All right.
Flips it around, holds it by the blade, whacks it with the handle.
Oh no! I rolled a 3.
Failure.
So, like, you do make contact with the skeleton, but it doesn't seem to be overly phased by your improper use of the flame blade. It's just like, oh, that you tried to hit me? Okay.
Dang it. Maybe next time.
Cool. I'll have to remember that. All right. Okay. It is now Anya's turn.
Okay, so after like stumbling through the rubble of the statue, I'm gonna just like head down, charge, and as I'm like passing by Drit, I'm gonna like turn, kind of like slide, and get one sword in each of them. So I'm gonna end up right next to the spider, but I'm
Okay.
gonna do one attack on each.
Okay, so roll against skeleton first.
That's a 16.
That will hit.
So that's 7 slashing damage.
Alrighty.
And against the spider is only a 10.
Okay, that will not hit.
Well, actually, oh, wait, no, I don't have. I have inspiration that I can add, though.
Yes.
I will add inspiration. That's a d6, right?
Yes, d6.
Oh, that's only a 2, so a 12 total.
That does not hit.
I thought not. It was hard. I was sliding backwards. It was right behind me.
It was a pretty cool move.
It was great, but not as cool as it could have been.
All right. So, from nearby the statue, another skeletal hand pops out and pulls itself up as another skeleton appears from the ground. And this skeleton that Drith attacked is going to make an attack on Drith. And that will hit Drith. For how much does that hit Drith with his short sword? Rats. That will be 7 points of damage on Drith. Piercing damage. It just stabs you in the side. All right.
You see shivers down your spine.
Yes. Artyom, it is your turn with Piotr on deck.
All right.
By the
Sorry,
way, rolls
just
for
a quick
concentration. Flame Blade's still up.
Okay,
As
perfect.
I'm preparing what I'm going to be doing. Can they be charmed? I'm assuming not.
Can what be charmed?
Because we've got spiders. Can the skeletons be charmed? I'm
That
assuming the spiders can.
Would be something you'd have to try and see if it works.
You know what that means.
I would recommend reading the description of your spell.
I swear I did. That's why I asked that word.
I'm gonna toll the dead of this final spider to make it dead.
It failed.
Ha! And it's injured, so it takes 1d12.
Cool. Roll for it.
A 7.
Okay, the spider is not dead.
Wait,
All right. Anything else on your turn? Bonus actions, or is it Piotr's turn?
It's Peter's turn.
All right, Piotr. It's your turn.
You dare pedestrianize my name. All right. So from what I understand with cutting words, I'm just not gonna do it against the skeleton because I don't trust your explanation. I'm gonna do it to the spider that RTM is fighting. But my understanding,
You mean the spider that Jelania is fighting? You're not within range or visibility of the spider that Artyom's fighting.
yep, Jelania it is. See, I don't know who. I just see like things on a map. I should really familiarize myself with who's who. Anyway, it took me like 2 minutes to realize. Oh, Piotr is right there. Anyway, anyway, so
Yeah, you're right
Jelania.
in the mix of things.
Yeah, no, I know where I'm at. Anyway. So, if I understand the spell correctly, I would essentially be preparing a reaction. So, is that an action to do so?
What word
Or
are
is
you?
that-
What spell are you talking about?
Cutting words.
So no, you would say you're using it as a reaction. So if a creature makes an attack, you've been playing too much Baldur's Gate 5, Baldur's Gate 3. Remember, it is not a perfect translation of the 5e rules. But basically, so if a creature within range attacks, then you say, "Hey, I want to use cutting words." So you can still take an action this turn and like do something else.
Okay. So once that becomes like necessary or whatever, that's when. Okay, gotcha. Cool. Where is? I'm just gonna keep handing out bardic inspiration. Drith has not received one.
How much inspiration do you have?
No,
again?
he has. Corbett hasn't.
Sorry, I'm just making sure you don't go over your bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I've got 4.
Okay, cool.
So I've used 2 so far.
And you do know that cutting words uses one of your bardic inspiration dice, right?
I do now.
Okay, so you're handing inspiration to Corvette?
Or
Drith?
Yes.
Okay.
Drift.
Drith. Okay. How do you inspire Drith?
Drift. These are not our friends. These are our enemies. But we'll get through it. Please stab them. Thank you.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how inspired do you feel, Drith?
I love
One
the
day-
inspiration are just facts.
On a scale of
I'm
1 to 10,
coming.
I'm an 11.
You're an 11? Okay.
That, I know Drift.
All right. Okay, it
Magic
is.
man, you speak wise words.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Consider this paradigm shifted.
Okay, the spiders are gonna go. This spider's gonna see.
Oh, I thought you meant like leave. Like,
No.
bye now.
Run away.
So the spider is gonna take a
Please go.
lunging bite at the barbarian in front of him. What's your AC again, Kadiak? You're still not audible. Cannot hear you.
Not muted.
Now I can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Okay. 15.
15. Okay, that definitely hits you. You are hit for.
Watch out for the poison. It hurts.
Yep. So you're hit for.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait, never mind.
Yeah, you can't see this spider.
Too late.
So. You. Well, I mean, what are you trying to do? Cutting words?
Cutting words, but I have to do it before I know whether or not it hits. So.
Gotcha. 7. That's
Wait,
7
I'm
piercing
probably gonna
damage.
attack them real quick.
Yeah, so that's 7 piercing damage plus 5
Because I'm
poison
raging,
damage.
that is halved.
Okay.
So that will be 2. No. 3.
That'd be 3.
3. 3 piercing damage
And
and 5.
5
poison.
poison. And then I need you to make a DC
I'm
11
a dwarf,
Constitution
so
save.
I'm-
You are a dwarf.
Okay, so I'm resistant to poison as well.
So that would be 2 poison damage.
Well, so 5 damage total. Awesome.
And then make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw. Oh, you actually only take the poison damage if you fail the Constitution. So actually you have to make the Constitution saving throw first.
Just got 20. So
Okay, so you take half the poison damage, and so then half and halved again, you only take like 1 poison damage.
1.
Okay.
Sweet. So I will heal myself for 1 damage then instead of taking 2.
Perfect. All right. Now the spider is going to attack Jelania. Do you want to use your cutting words now?
Sure will.
Okay, so roll a bardic inspiration dice. Tell me what you get. You better get a high number.
4?
Okay. That's pretty good on a D6. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, you, Jelania, the spider goes to attack you, but as Piotr lets out a line of insults in the spider's direction.
Go on a diet.
The spider misses its attack against you.
All right, then I'm going to use my riposte reaction.
Okay.
When it missed me with a melee attack, I can use the superiority die to attack back.
Perfect.
Oh, I rolled a d12 like a moron. Excuse me. That's a 19 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
Okay, so I get to add a d10 to the damage. Oh, goodness gracious. That's 18 damage.
Oof. Not enough to finish it off, but that's a lot. All right. So you do your damage, and it is now the turn of Kadiak with Corvette on deck.
Sweet. Let's do another maul attack then.
All right. Roll to hit.
teach you for trying to bite me. That'll be a 13 to hit.
That will miss.
All right then. Well, that's that.
All right, Corvette.
All
It
right.
is your turn.
Run a little closer to that skeleton that popped out of the ground, just barely.
They popped out of the ground like daisies.
Right there, and then I will use branding for my bonus action. I cast Branding Smite,
Okay.
and then I take a shot with my Eladin as a bow at that skeleton. 18.
That will hit.
All right, so so sorry, let me go to 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 piercing damage, and then I got 8 radiant damage. I
Okay.
believe that's radiant.
So what's the total amount of damage?
8 plus 8, 16 plus 5, 21.
All right.
Did I do that?
Tell me how you did it. That is one dead skeleton.
So the branding smite causes this kind of this golden light to kind of encase the arrow as I draw it back. When I fire it, it turns into this deep blue, misty blue shade as it strikes the skeleton, just like burns it away, burns the torso away.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Perfect. All right. Neato. One less skeleton. Didn't even get to do diddly crap. Anyway, Drith, it is your turn with Anya on deck.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at the skeleton and I'm gonna be like, hey, it's time to turn the skeleton skeletoff. And then I'm gonna attack it again with my flame blade.
Okay.
Okay, that was a 19.
That will hit.
I really do think that Drith needs to multi-class into Bard. Make use
Okay,
of
that's
his
a
pun.
whopping 8 damage.
All right. Tell me how you did it.
Okay, so knowing that its life is over, I'm gonna look at it and say, my arguably sturdiest friend taught me this, and I'm gonna kiss it on its bald, fleshless forehead. I'm gonna set it on the ground, and then I'm gonna crush its skull with my foot.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. Anya, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna pop up, spin around, and slash at it. I'll try and slash just one time, but like, you know, if I need to, I'll go again.
Okay.
That's an 18.
All right. That will hit.
That's 7 slashing damage.
Okay. It is still up.
Alright, so I'll go again. That's only a 7.
That will not hit.
So,
All right.
so.
Okay. Out of the ground, pop 2 more skeletons.
Holy smokes!
The combat that never ends.
And it is now Artyom's turn with Piotr on deck.
I'm thinking, who buried these people?
Did you nail the coffin shut?
Also, like, they buried him in the middle of the town.
Yeah, they're like fountain, playground for kids. Let's bury him right here.
They're next to the
RDM?
statue of a saint.
Hold up. We lost Mike again.
We lost Mike. He'll be back in a second.
Where did the spell I just looked at?
Welcome.
I like all the skeleton puns happening in chat right now.
Okay. Move me within 5 feet of the skeleton behind us.
You don't want to finish off the spider that's still standing?
Priorities, man. Priorities.
All right. So right there, or do you want to be there? There? There.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Word of Radiance. Burning radiance erupts from me. Each creature of my choice that I can see within range of 5 feet must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage.
You can't see anyone, so how's that gonna work?
I can smell him.
You can smell him? I don't think it says any creature you can smell.
I can detect him.
If I could see them, I'd be able to ...
Okay.
them.
What's in how much? How what's the range? Oh, range of 5 feet. Gotcha. Okay. The skeletons failed.
Ha. Loser. 5 radiant.
Okay. All right. Piotr, it is your turn.
I am that white thing to the leftish of me is a skeleton, right? Or an enemy of some kind.
To the leftish of you is a spider.
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh, yeah.
You can go.
Oh, that does look like a spider if I look close. It just anyway. I am going to cast Vicious Mockery. So spell DC. Nope, that's the wrong tab. Spell save DC is 14.
Okay. Wait, you're vicious mocking the spider?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. It failed.
No, that's not a 2. Hold on, I don't know how to use the bot.
Where happened to your physical dice?
I noticed all too late that I didn't know exactly where they were, so I was like, I'm not gonna look for them right now. Anyway, 5 damage.
All right. How did you do 5 damage with vicious mockery? It's 1d4.
2d4 at 5th level.
You're not 5th level. You're 3rd level.
Oh shoot!
Quick, the highest dice roll on the 2.
What is wrong with my brain today? It's 3.
Okay. All right. So you did it to the spider or the skeleton? You said spider, right? Okay, that's a dead spider.
Yeah.
So the spider just kind of like twitches, lands on its back, and curl. You know, and I learned an interesting fact about why the spider's legs curl up when they die. It's because they don't have blood, they don't have veins, so the blood like just stops pumping, and so because the blood stops pumping, it just like curls up.
Ew.
Sorry, I learned that cool fact the other week, and I felt like I had to share right now because we're fighting spiders. Apologize. Anyway, it's gonna. All right. Anyway, sorry. It's gonna be the Cadioc's turn. Oh no, the spider's turn. The spider that's fighting Cadioc is gonna roll to hit Cadioc. Because it's not dead yet, and it's going to miss Cadioc. All right, Cadioc, it's your turn with Corvette on deck.
All right, let's try this again. A nice maul to its face. One of its many eyes. That will be a 19 to hit.
Okay, that will definitely hit. And tell me how you did it, because it only has 1 hit point left. So,
Nice.
Well, instead of the legs curling like this, they're going to go like that, because the maul is going to come right down its back and it's go quick.
gotcha.
And then they pop off, and we have spider legs for dinner tonight.
After I kill that guy, I'm going to head back out to where I can see a skeleton. Get as close as I can, so.
Okay. All right. Corvid, it's your turn.
All right.
Wanna
Let's see,
move me?
I did move you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. For my bonus action, I cast my Hexblade's Curse on that upper skeleton.
Okay.
I cast that. 1 minute. Yeah, +2 bonus to damage rolls, or damage rolls. Okay, score total hit of 1920 regains. Okay, and then I'll take a shot at it with my bow.
Okay. Roll to
And
hit.
That's a 19,
That will definitely hit.
and then I do just the 8. 8. Oof, that's a 1 plus 2 from the Hexblade's Curse. Is 3 plus 5, 8 damage.
All right. Okay, so that skeleton is still standing. So it's now Drith's turn with Anya on deck, I believe. Yep, Drith with Anya on deck.
All right. So I turn to Anya and I say, you know, it's like the wise old druid sage Sack Ember used to say back home. You better get over there, or else those guys are boned. And then we are. I'm gonna just try to dash and then try to parkour over the statue.
And I'm just kind of like, what does...
You technically don't need to dash. You can make it over the statue without
I still
dashing.
parkour?
Yes, you can still parkour over the statue.
Okay.
But if you want your action to do something, you do not need to dash.
You could use your action to hardcore part.
Okay, I gotta.
Backflip gainer.
That's a good point. I got a 15. Wait. It's acrobatics. Okay, I got a 17.
To parkour, okay. you do like handstands and flip, and jump off the the office, the guys in the office, and make your way over that over that statue. Do you want to do anything to the skeleton, or are you good?
Right into a refrigerator box. Yeah, why not? I'll smack him upside the head with my flame blade.
All
I
right.
think Anya should teach you how to use a
So
sword.
I gotta. I know it's
Like
bad.
swings of
I gotta.
Got a 6. Okay, it's not hit. All right, Anya, it is your turn. Skeletons are on deck.
Alright.
Rats.
So can I kind of like swoop down to the south a little and avoid the statue and make it semi-close to it? Not that far south, a little bit up. Like, will the very bottom line of the statue be difficult terrain? So?
No, it will not. So you're right here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can either end up there or you can end up there.
Okay, I want to be north one.
Okay.
Because I'm going to do a lunging attack that extends my reach by 5 feet to
Ooh.
attack this thing. Oh boy, that's a 21 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
I get to also add my superiority die to this. Oh boy, that's 13 damage, 13 slashing damage.
All right, tell me how you did it.
Well, I'm lunging forward and I just kind of like tweak like one of its like vertebrae out of place and just like knock it in half.
Ouch. Sounds painful. All right, cool. So
I mean, he doesn't have a spinal cord anymore, right? So it's just like easy,
it's true.
easy peasy.
All right, skeleton. The remaining skeleton is going to approach Artyom and take a swing with his short sword. And your AC is 19, correct, Artyom?
Oui.
All right, I'm gonna hit Artyom for 8 points of piercing damage,
Questionable.
and it is now Artyom's turn.
Well, now I'm salty. I'm gonna smack him with my warhammer.
Okay, roll to hit.
In fact, I'm so salty, I'm gonna use versatile and hit him with a two-handed swing of my warhammer.
You don't have a shield in your other hand, right?
I guess I'll just hit him with a regular one.
I'm gonna launch the shield right into his-
20, son.
All right,
I'm
roll
so
your.
angry. I'm gonna gently put my shield on the ground.
All right, roll your.
Half an action, so I totally could.
Roll your critical hit damage with your nat 20.
7 plus 2 is a 9.
Okay.
So 18.
How do
Is
you
that how that
do?
works?
No, so you roll the damage dice twice.
Oh. Well, I still got another 7, so a total of 16.
Okay, how do you do it?
I'm gonna kind of grab where I got stabbed and then just bring this tremendous smashing blow straight down through the skeleton, and it's just going to explode into fragments all over the place.
All right. So as the last fragments of the skeleton splatter into Kadiak and Artyom's faces,
Are they gooey skeleton fragments? Is that why they splatter?
it's like
Gummy skeletons. Mm.
Candy.
Anyway, gosh. So as that happens, you guys regroup, and we are actually going to take our break right here, right now. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. So stay tuned, see what happens next. Hey everybody, we're back. Thanks for sticking around. Cool. So combat just ended. Skeletons and spiders lay on the ground, very much either dead again or dead for the first time in their lives. Yeah.
Kadiak will make sure all skulls are appropriately taken care of.
So Kadiak walks around with his
Hey, Kadiak, what do you do with a spider skull? They don't really have one.
Yet to see a necromancer raise a spider.
challenge
So I'm
But
not
just
sure.
imagine
I
how
would've
horrible
imagined.
that would be. That would be so awful.
Hey, do you guys want to know why their legs curl up after they die? I just learned this.
I really
Where did you learn that from? You just
You just learned it?
Well, I just thought about it. I really put myself in the mind of the spider, which isn't hard to do after I put myself in the body of a spider.
okay.
Okay.
Well, explain to us why
It's
they
because their
curl up.
legs get all sad and they want to go comfort the dead spider corpse.
Not what I was
You
expecting.
know, that's as good as explanation as there's ever been.
Extremely scientific.
Yeah, we druids typically are.
So, how far do we think we are from the witch's cabin?
Another hour or so, if it's where you think it is.
Okay.
Cool. So that's that's everything. You're gonna continue on your way. You're ready to keep moving.
Yeah, so Drith is gonna break off a spider leg and kind of like use produce flame in one hand and roast it, and then just try to take some bites out of it, see how it tastes.
It's
Uh,
crunchy.
Why?
Very crunchy.
Kadiak is just going to walk 20 feet into the woods, grab an edible plant, and walk back and give it to Drith as a replacement. This is better for you.
Significantly less crunchy.
And less
Well, you
likely
don't
to
know
kill
until
you
you
as
try.
well.
That's what they say back home.
Well, I've had people try it, and
so
they've
I had a
died,
good
so...
life.
If you get sick, I'm not healing you.
That's okay. It's nature's way. But I will accept the plant. Thank you, Kadiok. It is one of my favorites to eat.
All right.
You remind me of my brother. You need to be careful.
Ugh, he sounds like a very handsome man.
Wouldn't know.
Onto the cabin. Just eating dead spiders.
All right. Cool. All right. So anything else you want to do? Check to loot the corpses, move on, or
Sure, I'll
guess
loot the
does,
corpses as we smash the skulls and see if there's anything else of interest in the ruins.
okay. So give me an investigation check if you're looking through the rest of the ruins as you walk. But looking at the skeletons, you find yourself with 50 silver pieces and 80 copper pieces.
You might barely be able to afford a crust of bread.
In that 20 investigation.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, so looking around the fort as you walk, not terribly much interest. But there, you do, find some, coffers, some, chests that are left behind that contain a total of 7 gold pieces.
Nice.
So, all right. So you continue on your way, and so as you round that bottom part of that lake, you look out onto the water, and you just see the mist seems to get thicker around here. But this mist is different. It's not the same as the rest of the mist that's in the rest of the valley. This mist has a purplish haze to it almost as you're getting closer to where you think. Do you want to progress further into the purplish haze, or do you want to do anything else?
I think I want to. I'm pretty sure I have torches. Yeah, I want to take out like a torch and light it. I know that's gonna make things worse in terms of visibility, but I want one.
Okay. So you watch as your tiefling friend takes that and lights a torch. Anyone else?
Good thinking. I'm gonna hold some flame in my hand.
Okay.
And I'm also gonna turn to Anya and say, Anya, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't exactly know how to use a sword very well. Can you give me some lessons when you get the chance? I can pay you.
I mean, it'll take a lot of lessons to fix that. But I will try, because it is an insult to the sword that you wield to hold it in that way and use it that terribly.
No, I couldn't agree more. I am pretty shameful. I've been told that all my life.
Sad.
Then you are used to it, so it's not as insulting. Good.
Yes, if you could teach me so I wouldn't be so shameful to our party and to the swordsmanship art, I would really appreciate it.
Lesson number 1, the sharp part is what you want to use to cut. It's not the spanking blade.
Yep, Elton's not in the fighting.
That makes a lot of sense. I should have thought that through. Thank you very much.
I don't know what you saw before you came out here, but that's not how you use it in a fight.
Well,
while they're
things are
talking,
peaceful.
Corvette shaking his head, just like, what the conversation. He bends down and picks up just a rock, and then uses the cantrip light on it. And then I throw it into the purpley mist.
Okay.
See anything
So you throw it.
light up?
I mean, it, just like you'd have the same effect that you would have, if you put in, shine the light into any fog. The fog gets, you don't really see any. I mean, the fog gets illuminated, but you can't. And you see like the vague shapes of trees and bushes and stuff. But that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right, but nothing happens to the rock, so the purplish mist isn't.
Yeah, nothing happens to the rock. You can see where the rock lands. You can go retrieve the rock if you want.
And like,
Okay.
what time of day is it?
At this point, it's
That's fair.
it's getting close to noon ish.
I would not have seen that light then.
Okay, then I probably would not have actually lit a torch. I was figuring it was like dark, but if it's not dark,
Yeah.
lit a torch.
Not
We
dark
got a
yet.
big time early start. We got
Like
a
walking
early
around.
start.
You guys did
So early.
get a really early start. Okay. You guys good? Gonna progress through the mist.
Kadiak is gonna
Swords out.
hand Kadiak's gonna hand Corvette, no, sorry, not Corvette, Drith, a nice quarterstaff. Say, here, this might be more your speed right now. You
Wait.
take it and you do exactly what you were doing with your sword.
Yes, this
So-
one is more of a spank stick.
Spank stick. Okay. I think I heard my mom mention that a few times. I'll just use it like I imagine she would.
How
You
did your
have.
mother treat you?
I'm sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear you over the sound of my eagerness to use this spanking stick.
How did your mother treat you? Was she kind?
Oh, she was a wonderful woman. No, she was very kind.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's good.
I don't know a better woman than my mother.
I want to see how to use the staff.
Yes, I would love to.
So, Kadiak is gonna show him, take it in one hand and just walk over and just beat it on a tree. And then he's gonna take it with two hands and then do the same thing and just beat the tree again.
What's your AC?
That's it. Imagine the tree. Oh no. 15.
Okay. As you go to beat the tree lashes out at you, and you take.
Oh,
It would be 5 points of slashing damage.
oh
Well,
my!
I'm not raging currently, so I take 5 points of slashing damage.
The tree.
At that point, I'm going to toss the stick at Drith, just hoping he'll catch it, and then whip out my maul and settle into a fighting stance and wait to see if the tree does anything else or if anything else comes out of the fog.
Nothing else comes out of the fog, but the tree doesn't react, doesn't do anything else as you sit there for a moment.
Okay, I am going to bow to the tree, make a show of putting my maul down, and then sit cross-legged in front of the tree and wait for the tree to do something else.
That tree doesn't make any more actions.
Go over, and he's gonna like pet the tree and be like, "It's okay, bud. Like, I know he didn't mean it. He thought you were less mobile."
And the rest of us, as we have continued to walk past, look back like, hurry up, like, don't fall behind.
Are we all good to keep going? Or does Kadiak want to
Yeah.
spend more time with the tree?
Gonna
If
be
the
like the
tree
Wizard
isn't
of Oz, we're
moving
gonna start
anymore,
throwing
then yeah.
apples.
Yeah, tree's not doing anything
Thank
else.
you, Kadiak, for this quarterstaff. I will treasure this. And he goes and he runs eagerly, waiting for an opportunity to use his new quarterstaff.
Okay. So as you walk into the purple haze, it becomes less, it just seems to be like the edge seems to be purple. It turns less purple and more into normal, what you'd expect fog to be, as you keep progressing forward. I need everyone to give me survival checks to avoid getting lost.
Ooh.
Yay.
Survival.
What'd you get?
Got an 8.
Let's hope that your companions do better.
11.
18.
Okay.
Seven.
Kadiak. Okay, well, I'll wait for Kadiak. Artyom.
14.
I got 10, but I'm looking. I believe. Oh, no, never mind.
It's like, yeah.
I can find food and water for myself and up to 5 people, and I have an excellent memory for maps and geography, so I can always recall the layout and terrains, but I can still, it doesn't say anything about not getting lost, so.
That's a ranger feature. All right.
You're a barbarian. Ranger.
So,
Barbarian, but with the Outlander,
Outlander
background,
background.
so.
I can't. So you wander. So you guys then feel like you wander for hours. You watch as the sun, you can see you watch as what little light you're getting in the fog, dims to the point where you start having pull out torches, cast magical light on objects, but because you just wander for hours in the fog and have and aren't really certain where you're at. Eventually,
Any animals?
there are some animals, yes. Like, you can hear them, but you can't see them. Which is unusual, because in the other parts of the forest, there aren't really a lot. You don't really hear or see a lot of animals, but here they seem to be more abundant. So several hours later, you eventually see lights in the distance, and the fog begins to clear up. And you come across, you eventually, as you walk into a clearing, you see, a cabin in the woods, and you see, it has, kind of a wooden wall around and leaving, with lace spaces leading into it. But yeah, so you see this cabin. It's where you've been trying to go. It took you a lot longer to get there than you thought it would.
Does it look like anybody's home?
You see lights. You see lights out, and you see lights in the window. So yeah, it does look like someone is home.
Well,
Yeah, cool.
who wants to knock?
I'll do it.
I'll knock.
Come on, Drift.
Okay, what do you?
Okay, Piotr and me.
Okay, what do you want? What are you trying to say, Kadiak?
Just gonna say Kadiak was gonna offer to go first and have y'all stay back because this person lives out in the middle of the woods by themselves, and Kadiak does as well a lot of the time. So it might be a bit of a relatable point. But if they're willing to knock, great. Kadiak is just gonna stay outside of the palisade and watch for a bit as they go up.
So you approach. As Piotr and Drith approach the front door, it slowly swings open before you even get there to knock, and you hear a voice call from inside. "Come in! Don't be strangers!"
Sorry.
Drith is gonna walk right in.
All right.
course.
All right. So Drith, you walk in. So you're walking into this door. This is the main door. This is the door that opens. So you walk in and you just see it's a smaller room. There's a table in the center. There's a cauldron, fireplace off to the side, a bed, and a bookshelf. And you see sitting at the table she appears to be an elven woman. She's sitting there and she has a mortar and pestle and she seems to be grinding some stuff up. She's wearing very plain, simple, what you'd guess to be villager clothes. You can tell she's elven. You assume she's elven because of her pointed ears. But she turns and looks up at you as you enter, and she doesn't. She has her eyes are pure purple. Like she doesn't have whites of her eyes. She doesn't have a pupil or anything. Her eyes are just pure purple. As you walk in, and she looks up and says, "Get the rest of your friends in here too." And then she goes back to her mortar and pestling.
You're not gonna hurt us, right? Like you're not gonna kill us or anything. I just want to make sure.
Well, I might need to punish the dwarf for hitting my trees, but other than that, the rest of you are all right.
Oh, I can vouch for him. He
Well,
was trying to show me how to use a spanking stick.
yes, but you don't use a tree for that. There's such thing as targets and training dummies or friends that are not trees.
You're right. I wish he had hit me instead of the tree, and I will make sure he knows that. And I'm gonna go out and say, "Hey everyone, the witch is pretty chill. She has some really cool purple eyes, and Kadiak, she wants you to apologize to that tree. But she says to come in. It's pretty safe in here. I didn't die walking in."
I exchanged just, little glances around people, but I was like, all right.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Go for it. What exactly are you Arcana checking? Like her eyes?
No, just like the house, the premises.
Okay.
Just to see if anything looks like a trap.
Okay.
Trap.
Okay, 1 second here. $10.
You cannot identify any form of glyph or rune or anything that would lead you to believe it is a trap.
Excellent.
All right. So, Kadiak.
We're going in.
Okay. So you all walk in to the
Hey.
room.
Sandra Furlock.
No, I'm not. My name is Maeve. She motions to the cauldron. Expected you all to be here a lot sooner, but I tried to keep the soup warm, if you'd like some soup.
Good
Hey,
food,
Drift, try
sounds
it first.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. I was thinking of something else. What would you like?
I want you to try the soup first.
Okay, what kind of soup is it?
Oh, just made from some herbs around that around in the here in the forest. There's a little bit of everything.
Okay, I have
That's a
some
bit vague,
experience with forest herbs. This isn't gonna make me see things, is it?
No, nothing like that. I assure you.
Do I
Okay.
I get like a weird vibe from this lady of like, is she gonna like poison us or magic us with this stuff?
Give me an insight check.
Oh boy, this is what I'm so good at. Man, that's a 5.
She is trustworthy as far as you can determine.
All right.
So are you trying the soup,
Just
Drith?
Drink some.
Cup.
Eat some soup.
So
Yeah.
there's
You eat soup or you drink it?
you consume soup.
Where you're from.
So you see some bowls are set next to it. So you grab a bowl and you scoop some soup in. Get a spoon, and that's what you use to consume soup. And you take a slurp, and it tastes pretty good. Delicious. And if you have taken any damage, you would heal 3 hit points if you've taken any damage.
You know, this tastes a lot like what my mom would make back home. And I'm not saying that because she's a woman. I'm saying that because she was just the natural cook in the family.
Well, this recipe is a fairly common recipe amongst elves. I'd imagine, but I have my own little spin on it that I'm sure you noticed.
Yeah, she's one of those.
Um,
Yeah, I feel a lot better.
So, Corvette, I grab a bowl myself. I'm like, all right, Drift seems to be himself still, safe as that can be, and grab some soup myself and sit. Is there a table here?
yes.
There's a little table, and just like sit down at the table, and want to ask. So you mentioned you were expecting us.
Of course.
Start eating the soup.
I knew you were here as soon as you entered the fog. I knew that I was waiting for you. I figured that no one comes over here unless they're coming to see me. That no one has come to see me in a long time. But
And what do people come to see you for?
well, I'm sure you've heard, but I'm called the Witch of the Woods. They generally come to see me if they want something. If they want to make a bargain.
Like what?
Well, that would depend. Or do you seek love? I can give you a potion that could help you find love. Do you seek answers? I can perhaps divine some answers. It just depends on what you're willing to pay and what you're willing to accept.
And what is it that you want in return?
Well, it would depend on what you want. The price would vary from object, from desire to desire.
Do you take
Can you help me
virgins?
find my dad? I am a virgin, if that makes it.
That's what we've heard in town.
No.
Get that cleared up right now up front.
No, I generally don't. That's not what I would accept. But I would ask something in return. But again, it depends. You half elf. You said you want information on your father.
Yeah, my name is Drith, and
Drith.
I would like information on my father.
Very well. Let's see what you have. Do you have something of your father's that I can examine? I need to know who your father. I need to know who your father is
I got this
first.
little oak tree.
Okay. So you hand out the holy symbol of Ephraim, and she takes it. And she examines it as well. Give me a moment. She waves her hand over it, and you see kind of this sparkle. And she looks at you. All right. I know of some information of your father. However, it is not free. I will, however, give you the opportunity to make the bargain first. Is this information worth to you?
I mean, it's pretty important. It's one reason why I came around the world. Let's see. Is this like a sick game? Like, you want my left hand or something? I mean, I can give you all my money. Or I can give you this, this thing that's really important to me, this soon-to-be magic flute. And I pull out the stick.
She looks at you. Your shadow. Give me your shadow, and I'll give you the information I have about your father.
Okay, I kind of like my shadow. I mean, it's kind of always by my side.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do with my shadow?
Whatever I see fit. It'll be... Yeah.
Alright, are you gonna hurt my shadow?
I don't know. I haven't quite decided what I will do with your shadow once I have it. I just know that that's what I would accept as payment for this information.
Kadiak is gonna step up a little bit and hold up a finger to Drith. How about I offer you information in return for yours?
Well, that would depend on what information you have. I already know quite a lot.
Willing to divulge the first step of the Ordine path.
Oh, that I've known for centuries. That's not of interest to me. I helped make that. That's no interest to me.
At her saying that she helped make it, he's just gonna back up a little bit.
What were you saying, Luke?
All right, I'm gonna take a hard pass on the shadow giving. Just for now, and probably forever. I think I don't want to lose my shadow. That seems really. This is me not making a joke, but shady to say the least.
Well, very well.
Thank you for the offer. I really appreciate it, and I think you're a very fantastic person. And you make a good soup.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But well, I assume you all came out here for a specific reason, and it wasn't to find Drith's father. What is it that you all seek?
We are searching for a way to get out of here, because I'm guessing you already knew.
I assumed that yes, that might be why you were here, and I might know a way.
Do you know how we got here?
No, that I have no clue. You see, it's been quite frustrating. I have been stuck in here myself for 3 years, and as a being as immensely powerful as I am, that is extremely frustrating. That this has this had the power to keep me stuck here. But I do know of a way to get out.
Then why haven't you done it yet?
Yeah.
Well, when the people who cast this spell cast it, they also attacked me at the same time. I was able to fight them off, but it weakened me quite a bit. And the fact that I haven't been able to return home to where I'm from has not allowed me to regain my strength. And so I'm still quite weak. Still very powerful. I could, crush you all like gnats with just the blink of an eye, but I'm not strong enough to break through the barrier that they have erected over this valley. But I know of some things that we could gather that would make it so we could get out.
What about removing the curse over the whole land?
I'm afraid that is beyond me. Yeah, you see, I'm powerful, but even at my full strength, I am still not as strong as a god. And I'm sure as you're aware that this is Morpheus' breath that we're dealing with. You see, the ritual that I plan to enact would carve a hole in the fog, so we could come in and out of the fog at will, but only through that hole. I can't break the entirety of the curse.
So what I'm hearing is that you'll do this thing in exchange for us gathering the ingredients.
No. What I would like is a favor that I could call upon you all to perform at some time.
Wait, I feel like you're getting the better end of this deal.
Possibly. Of
You
course.
just know what the favor is?
No. I'm not sure what the favor is yet. You all seem like a very capable group of people that it might be good to have in my pocket at some time.
So if you're so almighty and powerful, what do you need from a ragtag bunch of scruffy people?
There are rules in the universe, and certain key players in the universe are not allowed to do certain things except through intermediaries.
What are you, a goddess?
Not quite. I am one of the lords of the Fae.
Oh, pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
It's a pleasure to meet yours.
Wait. So you're known for your trickery. Then how are we supposed to know that even if we do this, you're not going to, trick us?
Fae are known for being tricksters, but we're also known that when we make a deal, we keep our end of the bargain.
What if we open the portal, you open the hole in exchange for us gathering the ingredients, and then we owe you a favor in exchange for us all getting to ask you one question? Like Drith wants to know about his father.
Give me a persuasion check.
Crap.
Come on, Artyom, you got this. This is like Corbett at this point. I'm like, okay, no, like that's a great idea. Like all that angst I had before, it's like, forget that.
I got a
Good
16.
idea.
Sweeten the deal. Let's make it 2 favors. Like,
You're pushing your luck, lady.
I mean, I could.
Skin off my back.
The literal skin off your back?
The literal skin off my back.
Why?
What?
I don't know what I'd do with a dwarf's skin. How about your beard? Give me your beard, and you will never be able to grow a beard again. And then we have a deal.
What do you do with a dwarf beard?
I could think of a variety of things to do with a dwarf beard.
Can I offer my beard in his beard's place?
No, half elves need their beards. Dwarf beard. The fact that you're able to grow a beard as a half elf is already a biological marvel, considering the fact that elves can't grow beards. But so dwarves take great pride in their beards.
Higher beard?
Yes, the entire beard.
We could always make you a fake one.
Yeah, I'll shave my beard and put it on your used-to-be beard.
Glue it on.
The look on Mike's face.
How about an eye?
What? No. No. What?
Well, I'll take an eye if you want to give me one of your eyes.
2 favors. We don't need a half-blind dwarf when we
Nope.
already have a blind cleric.
If this Cadillac is the one making the deal. If he wants to give me his eye. I'll take an eye and a favor, and then you gather the materials.
To be clear.
And do we get
To
the
be clear.
questions?
And you will get the questions.
Piotr is going to interject. I think everybody should pump the brakes a little bit. This seems great so far. I mean, Kadiak, if you want to sacrifice an eyeball of yours, go for it. But I think we should narrow down some parameters for this nebulous favor that can be sprung upon us at any moment.
Now she's gonna demand 2 eyes.
I know.
What parameters do you want to
Bad for you,
place?
Well, I think that whatever favor you decide to ask of us, I think we should set a rule that it not conflict with our aims.
Our aims are in accordance, so that should be no problem.
I think we just go for the 2 favors. I'd rather not have a half-blind barbarian and accidentally get smacked. Because you can't see me. You don't smell as good as I do. In both senses of the
I
word.
don't know, maybe you could teach him how to live as a blind.
He wouldn't be blind, he'd have one eye.
Right? He'd be half-blind. That's almost worse than being completely blind. I at least have other...
You lose your depth perception.
Yeah, it makes you a worthless fighter.
Was fine with it.
It's Kadiak. Kadiak is the one who gets to choose if he's going to give up his eye, so Kadiak.
But I was making the deal first.
Well, I mean, but Kadiak's the one who made the offer, so... It's either
So the
2
offer
favors,
as it
or...
stands.
It's either 2 favors. So if it's 2 favors, unknown nebulous favors, which that you will get questions and a way out of the fog, or Kadiak's eye, 1 nebulous favor that won't interfere with your goals, and questions answered.
Yeah.
What
Um,
could I switch and give, because you wanted a shadow, would you like I could give mine instead of him giving an eye?
2 favors.
If you no, I think I want the eye more than I would want your shadow.
Alright, Corbin.
You would
Hang
your
on.
shadow will be important for you. You need your shadow.
So Corbett does I pull out the dust of disappearance
Okay.
and be like, would this be worth anything?
A few gold pieces, but I don't need dust to make
Sure.
myself invisible.
Can you use it in whatever you're going to use shadows and eyes for?
No.
Okay. Dang it.
You see, I don't want magics. I want interesting things. Things that I wouldn't be able to obtain normally. I can turn myself invisible. I can make that dust if I want.
I think for the good of the
Really?
party, don't permit Kadiak to give away an eye.
Will it hurt if you take one of his eyes?
Oh, it'll be quite painless.
For
Why would you
her.
offer an eye, you lunatic?
Is that in character or out of character?
It's in character. I'm furious with you.
Because she is one of the elders. It would be an honor to give unto her so that she might further the goals of the Norsean people.
Except all
You-
she wants to do is put it in a jar and put it on a shelf. We could actually do some things to help if she asks us to do favors.
I have plans for the eye. It's not going to sit in a jar.
I don't want you to
Have
eat
you
it.
heard of have you heard of the stone trees?
No. Because
No,
trees are made of
I've
stone.
heard your stories. Until you tell us, we don't know these stories. We're very isolated people.
The stone trees were grown from pebbles given to the elders. They offer protection. They offer a sustainable source of stone for our for any fortresses or fortifications that are needed. If we give the elders something, they will return unto us more than we can imagine.
You know what else provides a sustainable source of stone? The ground.
Sustainable is
You ever seen a
arguing.
mountain grow back?
I mean, no, but theoretically, with a volcanic explosion, it could.
Seen a seed planted, and within 10 years, a tower is grown.
All right. This is now a question of, do we, the five of us, want to deny Kadiak's desire to, disfigure himself for someone he thinks is really great?
Yes.
If he really wants
His
to do
body,
it,
his choice.
I say let him do it.
And then we have to support him and carry him throughout the whole rest of this adventure because he can only see half of what's going on. Do you
No.
forget
Hey, look,
these
we don't have to
skeletons?
If he
carry him
cannot
anywhere.
keep up, he goes home. We leave him behind.
He can't go home till we're done.
If we can get out of this valley, sure. Can we wait to give you the eye until we get out of the valley?
Oh, certainly. I'd expect the bargain to be fulfilled. Well, until before I take the eye. Certainly.
There we go.
Well, so
So you need to gather the materials, bring them back, and then I would.
Then
Then
we
we'd
get out
exact.
and
Then
you
we
get
get out,
his
and
eye.
we exact the prices. Yes.
Oh. And that's when we get our answers. Not now.
Not unless he gave me his eye now, in which case you could get answers now.
Okay.
But
We'll leave that. That's a good idea. We'll plan on that, and then who knows what we find?
a good eye.
Something
An
interesting.
extra dwarf eye.
We'll find something. Maybe.
so
I'm satisfied with that.
then she
Hey,
holds out her
what do you
hand
need?
to you, Kadiak. Do we have a deal?
Absolutely, Elder. And he will shake his hand and put the forehead to the hands.
All right. So as you shake the hand of Maeve, you see like a translucent purple chain appear around her wrist and your wrist, as well as your left eye. This is your left eye. Your left eye glows purple for a brief moment. Very well. We have an agreement. I have the list of materials we need. If you'll give me just a moment. All right. So the first thing that I will need, in the, let me change map we're looking at real quick. In the southern end of the valley, there is a tree that grows. It was planted by Silhana here before her great battle. It is said to have some of her power within that. The fruit it bears has some of her power within it. I will need one of those fruits. The next thing I'll need is to the north. There is an ancient dwarven mine. Deep in that mine, they used to they harvested Ethereum. I will need you to go obtain some Ethereum and bring it back to me. The last thing I will need is the bones of someone who participated in the casting of the spell. That it's been cast over. Do you need me to repeat any of those?
I wrote
Fruit
it
from
down.
the tree, Ethereum,
Got 'em.
and bone. The purple guys.
Correct. It is late. If you'd like, you are welcome to stay here and rest for the night if you so desire. I look very much forward to our business arrangement.
I think that's a good idea, team.
Kadiak seems very eager to stay.
Going to go back by myself. I would prefer to go but I am okay to stay.
If you leave, I'll leave. I can't suffer
Um,
fools.
Maeve, is there an easy way to come back here to know where we're traveling through your mist? An
Um,
easy way to get out?
yes. Do you have a stick?
Hey, Drip.
Drip has a stick.
Drith has a bunch of sticks.
Brith,
Now's the
like,
time for a magic
hides
stick.
his special stick, and then pulls out one of his like secondary practice sticks.
All right. So are you sure this is the stick that you want to use, Drith?
It might be the magic
Yes.
stick.
All right.
Okay.
So she takes the stick. She waves her hand over it, and then she hands it back. It's enchanted. As long as you have this stick, you will be able to find your way through my fog that's surrounding my cabin and never get lost. As long as you have this stick.
So now I have 2 magic sticks.
All right.
We're getting
I'm gonna ask her
collection
real
of
quick.
sticks.
Hey, you're not the innkeeper in town, are you?
No, I'm not. I certainly not.
Who is she?
Okay, and
That's a question that you should ask her.
okay, and you're not like the girl that we met when we first came out of the bloody altar cave, are you?
Oh no, I know who she is. I know who you're talking about. You'll see her again.
Oh, is she in town? Did we just miss her?
No, she does not live in town. She lives in the woods.
Wow, that
Another
was
cabin in the
confident
woods.
and ominous.
What if you show her the teleportation circle-y thing, Drith? Find out what it does.
Oh, yeah, I show her the runes I wrote down in my book. Okay, can you tell us about this? I'll give you like a few hairs or whatever it is.
Hairs from a virgin. Extremely useful.
That's gotta count for
I
something,
say
right?
this because that was an actual art in my campaign that one of the characters had to procure hairs of a virgin for a fey creature.
I can
Hey,
I can tell you what this is. However, it would be worth more than a few hairs. I would need let me think. Jeez, I'm in crow. Here, let me roll on this table I just found. See what she wants. Give me a second.
oh my.
Fun table to see.
You sorry, I'm trying to understand what this particular thing says.
Did she like add wild magic surges to all my spells or something? Can that be the cost?
Isn't it I?
I will need I will need I will need 5 years of your life. So you would live 5 years shorter.
That's a lot of years.
Yikes.
Oh, man.
Well, it's like my stepdad always told me, my life isn't worth much anyway. So
No,
I'll just
I'll
Drift,
do it.
I'll do it.
Drift.
I'll do it.
You'll do it? Well,
I'll do
Or we can just
you're because of your heritage, don't take this the wrong way. Because of your heritage, the years of your life are worth different than the years of Drift's life. I would only need 2 years of your life from you.
I'll do it.
Of
I
course,
mean,
I don't
this is out
like
of
this.
character, but you
You're
could
a
just
good
ask the.
person. I think you deserve to live longer.
I'm gonna. Well, we'll
This is an
see.
answer you
Hopefully, I
actually
live
get,
long
though.
enough. I want to have an answer in this place for once. I think. So
All right.
I'll do it.
Okay. Are you going to let him do that bargain, Drith, or are you going to intervene?
Are you
Let's
sure
hope
it's
I
because
wasn't
of
gonna die
something you
in
wanna
2
do and
years,
not because
guys,
you
from
don't feel
some
bad
weird
for me?
disease.
Or like 6 months from now, you're supposed to like take a sword to the chest or something and die at like level 11. Now.
No, this would be 5 years off his natural life, not when fate chooses to intervene.
Okay. Okay.
So, anyway, so are you intervene? Are you okay? Pick, Drith. Pick odds or evens.
Oh, Drift.
Odds.
Okay. She shakes Drith's hand,
No. Drift.
and Drith feels himself. Oh, he doesn't get older. He doesn't feel himself get older, but he does feel like his life force drain. And she takes the portal, she takes the runes, and she says, very well. Let's see. It is a transportation circle. I'm sure you are aware of that. It is a transportation circle that leads to a place. An interesting place. It leads to a place known as Wolfsgard.
Can I
What
make
is
a
that?
history
Heard
check
that
on
name, haven't
Wolfsguard?
we?
You can make a history check, yeah?
Yeah. What the?
I feel like we know that name.
Yeah.
8.
Do I?
Yeah,
do we
that's
know that?
something we've heard of. I got a dirty
That's
20 if that helps at all.
You've never heard of Wolfsgard before.
How is that worth years off of
We
my
have, though. We have. That's been mentioned. It has been.
It actually hasn't, but you've never heard of Wolfsgard.
It's somewhere. I know it.
Oh, it definitely is somewhere.
Oh well.
Hmm. All
Thank
right.
you, Witch. This feels like it's been a really great trade. What's your name, by the way? I don't like just calling you Witch.
It's Maeve.
Yeah, she said that.
Maeve?
Maeve.
That
Oh, jeez. I'm
directly
sorry.
to you right away.
I probably wasn't listening.
You're good. Now, anyone else want to
Alright,
make any
so-
deals? I could make deals all night.
No.
I think we made enough for the night. All right.
All right. So you're all gonna go to sleep?
I think I'm gonna. Yeah.
I mean, Anya, are you
Can I-
I
like,
might
No.
go outside. I might set up outside. Is this area, this clearing, is safe? I'm assuming from the undead and stuff that roams the woods elsewhere.
That would be correct.
Cool. So don't need to worry too much. She's got to deal with us. I'm sure her magic will protect us for a night. So
Yak is going to stay inside and keep talking to her just about the Ordine path, history of the people, all of that good stuff. Get as much as he can from the opportunity to talk to one of the elders.
Do you have any specific questions you want to ask, or?
If she's willing to tell me, Kadiak would love to know the next step, or at least get a little bit more guidance besides what the what his totems told him before this whole thing happened.
Continue
But
on.
I imagine that.
There is a lot happening here in this in this empire. And it needs an outside hand to make sure that everything goes right. So as much as it may not make sense to you to continue to help these foreigners, staying in this empire and helping here will help prove your worth. The spirits are greatly concerned with what's going on down here.
Thank you. That eases my mind somewhat. And I trust that we will be able to commune again, if not soon, before I die.
Oh, we will. Trust me.
And then just, that was the only specific in-character question that he had. Beyond that, it's just going to be, learning as much as he can about, the beginning of the path, all of that fun stuff.
Cool.
And he will ask hesitantly if she follows this path or another.
Oh, I follow my own path. I don't follow the path of the Urdine, the path of the Ulfdine. I choose my own path.
You merely helped blaze this one for us, and I thank you for that.
Yes. You are very welcome. All right. So unless anyone has anything else they want to do, y'all go to sleep for the night. Oh. Sorry, I dropped dice.
Who went outside?
Yeah, who's outside?
I did. I'm outside and set up a tent or roll or something.
I think I'm going to go outside as well. I'm gonna sit down next to Corvette and just kind of ask, what are you going to ask her after we get all this stuff?
Where to find the cult? Where to find the silver masked people?
They are a problem, I suppose.
What about you?
Not altogether different than our friend Drith. Want to know if my father is alive? Maybe where he is?
You haven't seen him in a while? Kind of like Drift?
Not as
Forever,
long.
I guess.
It's been a few years, but not like my whole life. Yeah, it's been a little while.
So what happened with, and he gestures towards all of the scars.
Oh, I mean they'll have different stories, all different things. I would say I'm unlucky, but that would probably be a lie. They were very intentionally done. Mostly
By
all
you?
by the same person. No, not by me.
Well, good. Nice that part.
Yeah.
Who did it?
This person I used to live with. This old lady. Looking for her name. Yeah.
It's been so long.
She's dead
since
now, so she's not gonna do it to me anymore.
That's good. Did
Not
you?
for her, but
Not for her. For you.
I suppose.
Where are you from?
I mean, I'm from Morvir.
Yes.
That is something I might rather not talk about, actually. It's a lot of sad and dangerous memories tied to that place.
Yeah. Have you? I get that. Sorry for in this question, but have you ever encountered people with silver masks before? Before here, purple robes, silver masks.
One time, yes.
Do you
Have
remember
you?
where? Yeah,
You asked about them
once.
the first day.
Yes.
So I guess, do you remember where?
Corvette pulls over his pack, reaches down and pulls out one of the silver masks out of his bag, tosses it on the ground between them. This is not one from the ones we found here. This is one I found when I returned to my monastery, and all of them were gone. All my friends, they were bodies just on the ground, and all that I could find was this mask that didn't belong.
How
Where did
know
you
about the
encounter
robes
them?
then? If the mask was all that was left, how did you know about the robes?
I only learned of the robes since we've been here.
Okay.
So I ask again, if you don't mind, how'd you encounter them?
They came to my house. And I don't really know what they did. I never went back. And not for lack of trying, but I never went back.
Back to the house?
Yeah.
Were you... I don't know. What were you saying?
I was out. I came home and they were there. My family was not dead, but the people in the masks, they chased me. I ran away, and so I never came back. They probably
Was
would
that...
have got me. I wasn't very fast back then, but I fell down a hole, fell into a river. That's where this happened. I point to one of the horns that's like snapped off.
Mm.
That's where the first one, and a few of these other ones, was when that happened.
Was that was when you were living with your family, you said? Or it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And then something happened, found your way to that weird lady, crazy lady.
She fished me out of the river.
Ah. Well, that's...
Yeah.
What do they want with your family? Do you know?
I don't.
Yeah.
That was kind of what I was trying to figure out before we all wake up in a cave and now we're all stuck and we can't get out.
Sounds like me. Trying to figure out why they came to my monastery, my adoptive family, you might say.
Mm-hmm.
Was
Maybe
I just
they were
lucky?
looking for you.
I don't know.
If you were like the most important person in the monastery, maybe they came looking for you and they just...
I don't know if I'd say that, but with what I am, it's you never know. Get treated better than most. But well, it sounds like at least finding these people, knowing what's going on would help both of us.
I suppose. I think after realizing that it's a bigger thing, instead of just a group of people, I figured they just hated my family for some reason. Knowing that it's bigger, I don't know if that makes me want to face it or not. Because it becomes a big task. when all that I could need would be to find the people I care about, find out what happened to them.
Fair.
Who knows? We'll find out when we get there. We'll burn
Well.
that tower when it falls down.
Yeah. And we'll find your family too. You think they're alive?
I did until about 5 minutes ago, when you said everyone in your monastery was dead.
Oof.
Now I don't know.
Sorry. But maybe they needed you. Your family.
I don't know why they
So,
would.
we'll get this deal done, and if Cadillac still wants to donate his eye, we can get an answer.
He seemed really happy to do that, which was,
Yeah,
do what you want to do,
like-
but oh my goodness.
yeah, like I don't get that. I don't get why exactly, but something. When Maeve mentioned she was there at the writing of what were they again?
I
But-
feel really bad to kind of hate on someone's religion, but I don't understand what he talks about half the time. I have too much.
Yes.
Too much.
Yes.
Too much all at
It's already
once.
hard enough knowing my own religion sometimes. So who knows? Maybe we'll one day understand the path of the Erdine,
Yeah.
something like that.
And the old people, elders, things.
Yeah.
Are you going to sleep out here?
Yeah, I just needed a little break. I think it'd be good just to be out here. I feel safe enough, even if she's a trickster, Maeve. And then with that, I grab the mask and stuff it back at the very bottom of my pack.
Do you want me to stay out here as well, or are you okay with sleeping all by yourself?
It's up to you.
Wow, that is not what I asked.
I know. I am capable of defending myself most of the time, except spiders apparently, like I don't know what it is. I need new clothes, as you can see, but I am very
Well, I'll tell you
capable
what.
in some-
If Drith starts playing his flutes that he is making, I will come back out here. But I think I'm going to sleep inside where it's not as foggy and wet.
Oh, I didn't think about that. True. Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow. And
Yep.
I get up and leave.
Good night.
As soon as she walks in the door, you hear the flute noise from Drift.
I go, oh. But I do like set up my bedroll
I think
like
I'm
in the
getting
corner
better.
and go to sleep. That's subjective. Yeah, I'll set up my bedroll in the corner and I'll like go to sleep like facing the wall.
Anyone else have anything they want to do before we go to sleep for the night? All right.
Nope.
So you sleep quite peacefully, actually, once Drith stops, playing and decides to go to sleep himself. And you awaken in the morning to the smell of breakfast cooking. Maeve has some breakfast on the, say what you might about her being a Fey Lord, but she has, she seems to be a hospitable host. She is, there's breakfast on the table waiting for you. It seems to be tailored uniquely for each of you. So, Drith, you find yourself with, mostly, very, very little meat, to go along with your, druidic background in Antar, from Antaran, a traditional breakfast from Antaran, and, Kadiak, you find yourself with, traditional Norsean breakfast. The rest of you, it's kind of like, whatever you desire since you're all from Mordvir. But, so she has, a unique meal tailored for each of you. And she looks at you and says, I suggest starting with the fruit. Personally, obviously go where you desire, but I would recommend gathering the fruit before you gather anything else. It'll be the easiest of the objects to obtain and the least dangerous. But again, do as you see fit. What was that?
You're even than bones?
Well, I mean...
Because we know where the bones are.
Yeah, I guess, that's fair, but you don't, you don't know what's happened since you've left the bones.
Are we talking about the bones in the chapel or the bones in the cavern where we woke up?
Where do you think?
It was in the chapel, because that's where we found the spell itself, right?
Yeah, the paper about the spit.
Yeah, and the blood on the altar seemed really old. Though I guess, did it seem like 3 years old or like 30 years old?
I mean, I feel like once it gets to a certain point of old, it's kind of hard to differentiate.
Yeah, fair enough.
How far was the cavern from the town again? An hour, 2 hours? 10 hours?
2 or 3-ish hours. A plot appropriate amount of hours.
Grab one of each, if it's close enough to each other.
Yeah.
So, I trust that
Looking
you'll...
at the map, the tree does look closest, so...
Yeah. The tree is... I mean, technically the Dwarven mine is closer, but it's a ancient Dwarven mine.
Yeah.
Okay, to the tree.
All right, cool.
Eat first.
All right, so you begin to make your way back with the aid of your new magic stick. Not the magic stick, but a new magic stick. You easily navigate your way back through Maeve's fog, find your way out, and make your way towards the tree. You pass through the ruins of Helgrad this time with with no incident, and make your way south around that river bend to the tree.
At some point while we're walking, I'm gonna come up behind Corvette and I'm gonna say, also, in case it needed to be said, I think if either of us share what we talked about last night with anyone else, we're allowed to kill each other.
I glance over my shoulder, be like, all right. I'm like, deal. I do not want to get poked by those two blades of yours. Thank you very much.
Okay. I keep walking.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. So, sorry, give me a second. I realized I forgot to make this particular map. Well, I made the map. I just don't have it as easily prepared as I would like it to be. So you make your way through, and you come around the bend, and you find yourself, several hours later, you come around this bend, and you see, this, you see this is what you see. You see the, a tree with pink leaves, a bridge leading to a small island where the tree is located, and statues standing guard.
Chat, we've reached Japan.
That's not just chat. That's Luke right
That's
now.
Luke right there.
I know.
But,
Love it, Luke.
Konnichiwa, tree-san.
There's fruit. Itadakimasu.
私はドリです。
all right, so sorry, what was that, Mike?
What do the statues look like? You said there's statues standing guard.
Yeah, so there's, by the bridge, there's 2 statues of armored figures, armored, like, they look like, armored knights, they have, holding great swords in their hands like this, pointing downwards. By the tree itself, is a statue of a winged woman.
Do they seem magical at all?
To the naked eye, no.
I see your naked eye comment and raise you an Arcana check.
Okay, give me an Arcana check.
That was a good one.
I was gonna say, what about a magic nose?
Do you have a magic nose?
No, but Artyom does.
No.
I do have a magic nose.
Magic nose cannot smell
Right
magic.
now, it's on me.
Nat 20.
All right, so the statues itself do not seem to be magical. You do notice, however, that this fog kind of like circles around and like leaves, the fog that you've been used to walking through at this point leaves this huge, empty space around the tree. There's no fog around the tree whatsoever, and as you get closer to it, you feel a sense of peace, a sense of calm. And any violent desires that you may or may not have had leave you.
I was in a pretty chill mood anyway. It's nice to have a better mood. I reach out and pluck the fruit.
All right. So you reach out, you approach the tree to pluck the flute, the flute, Drift's flute. And you see...
What the?
Sorry, I misspoke. So pluck the fruit. The fruit is, it's gold, kind of shaped. It's golden, shaped, kind of like. It's about the size of your. You could hold it all on the size of your hand, shaped kind of like a giant pear. You pluck it off the tree, and as you go to pluck it off the tree, a voice begins to speak to you, saying, "What is thine desire with the fruit of the dragon goddess of light?"
Hello. I desire to collect part of this fruit. Actually, honestly, I'd like to eat one too. I'm intrigued, but generally speaking, the reason I'm here in the first place is to collect some of this fruit to prepare a spell to help us lift this fog.
Thine heart has been judged, and thou art not worthy. As the fruit begins to burn in your hand, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, now I'm gonna die.
37 points
Did
of
we have two or just him?
damage.
I mean, he's the only one who grabbed the fruit, so he's the only one who needs to make a
Or
dexterity
he's the only one
saving
that can hear the voice.
throw. Yeah, he's the only one. Oh, no, you all heard the voice. You all heard the voice. The voice was booming from the sky.
Gotcha.
Who's the dragon?
3.
3. Okay, you definitely failed that. And you take 15 points of radiant damage.
Oof. Big oof.
Corbett's the only among us.
And the voice begins to speak out again. For the crime of murder, you have been condemned. To eat this fruit, to touch this fruit will result in thine death. Leave now, before the angels of Silhana come to judge thee.
Who is this voice talking to on that one?
It's talking to Piotr.
Can we hear it, or is it in his
Yes,
head?
you can hear it. It's booming down from the sky. You guys can very clearly hear what is being said.
Murder. And now is the voice wanting all of us
Spoiler
or
alert.
just Piotr?
Just Piotr.
Okay. What's the...
That's a bit of a strong word, I'd say.
I think you should listen to the tree.
I agree
But
with that,
I'm backing up, but I'm like indignant and brushing the grass off my
Okay.
clothes.
Who wants to touch it next?
I do. I do.
What is the statue? Do I recognize who the statue is of?
The
Or if you already said
statue appears to be, according to the, it's a statue of Silhana.
Oh yeah. I guess Drith, if he's going for it.
All right, Drith.
To go for it.
So Drith, you reach out for the.
If Drith ever murdered someone.
So, strangely enough, the fruit that Piotr had picked is now back on the tree somehow. As you reach out for it, the fruit all like magically shrinks. Says only only those who believe in the dragon goddess Silhana and follow her teachings may pick her fruit.
Oh, do you not
Just
like
gonna
Hestrom?
cross the bridge now then.
Hestrom is Silhana's brother, and Silhana has no problems with Hestrom. Only thou do not follow the path of Silhana.
Okay, I guess I can't argue with that. Kadiak, you're up.
Kadiak does not.
No, once the voice said that, Kadak just turns and starts walking back across the bridge.
Artyom?
Can anyone cast Mage Hand?
I'm gonna take a deep breath, sit, kind of, try and think of all the terrible things that I may have done in my life, but I know for a fact I haven't murdered anybody. So I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna reach out very slowly and take a hold of a fruit.
Okay. And the voice cries out, "By right of blood, thou hast been proven worthy."
I'm gonna pull off that fruit and go, "Oh, I still have my hand." And then I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna look up at the statue and go, "By right of blood?"
Thine ancestors served Silhana, and because of the divine right, thou art proven worthy to take this fruit.
Even though the act which brought me to pass and everything that happened afterwards was not necessarily something that I would consider worthy of your grace.
You are not judged for the sin of thy fathers.
I'm gonna bow really low to the statue and then turn around and be like, "I got it."
Can you get a few more? I want to try one.
So as you turn around, if you turn around to look, there are now all the other fruit is gone. There's no more fruit on the tree.
Don't
him or
bite
just-
this
or
don't
just
bite
for
this
him or for
fruit.
all
It
of
will
us?
burn your head off. It will burn your head into ashes.
I'm gonna look at the statue. Can any of my friends hold this?
There's no response.
Here, Corvette, you're an angel.
Nope.
Hold. I got an angel guide, not angel myself. But I'm like hesitant. But I'm curious.
I mean, hold on, guys. We've only got one, and we know at the very least that Artyom can hold it without it turning into ash or whatever.
But
Why don't we
yeah,
just
I do.
give the hot potato a rest?
He's
don't-
not-
and it said a follower, so Corvette, at least
are you not? I look Artyom just at where I think his eyes are. Okay.
I mean, you can tell where his eyes are.
Well, okay, yeah, there. I'm like, all right, and so I reach out and touch it. Anything happen?
Nothing happens.
Okay, we're good. Here you go, Artyom. You can have it back though.
I would look over at Anya and be like, "You want to touch it?"
I actually imagine it's probably okay now because we're about to give it to someone who's definitely not a follower of the Dragon Queen. So
That would make sense why Maeve wants us to get this for her.
yeah, and if it was going to
Okay,
burst into
thank
flame,
you.
then she wouldn't. So I'll actually reach out and I'll take it.
Okay, you're also good. No bursting in flame for Jelania.
All right. Well, I guess I better carry the apple.
That was cool. We got to talk to God for a little bit. That was great.
Or a
for you.
representative thereof, yeah.
This is a little interesting. As we're about to leave, I do kneel down at the statue and offer a prayer to Silhana and then to Saint Bronislav. Just thinking, it's like that went as smooth as it could probably have gone. Thanks.
Perfect.
And then get up and leave.
Okay. All right. So you're next.
As we're leaving, I'm gonna straggle behind everybody. And I'm gonna look up in the sky, and I'm gonna be like, "You were also a trickster. You knew this was gonna happen, didn't you?"
I had no clue, but I knew you'd be fine.
Oh, gee, that's great.
You think I would have let you grab a fruit that was gonna hurt you?
Probably.
Yeah, you're right.
Me.
Yeah, you gotta learn from your own mistakes.
Isn't that what you're supposed to be there for? Is to keep me from making them?
Well, okay. You know my history. You know who I was. I did some pretty shady stuff in the name of Silhana. Do you think that I really am as on the straight and narrow as the rest of my saintly brothers and sisters?
You know, now it's my turn to not respond to you.
All right.
I'm assuming we can't only hear
Yeah, you can.
side of the conversation.
That would be correct.
Or is that in his head?
And we
I'm
can't
just
even hear it.
wondering.
He was
Very
behind anyway.
conversation. So, like, anybody who wants to roll like a perception check can roll a perception check.
I'll do that. Just
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's 19. What's my perception?
I got a 6.
21.
Got a 2.
All right.
Yuck is just figuring that he's doing some clericy thing.
All right. Well, Corvette, you definitely heard the conversation.
The half of it.
Yeah, his half of it.
I keep going.
Cool.
Keep walking.
I'm trying to get Anya to teach me about swords.
Okay. All right, and we're actually gonna need to call it there for the night. So yeah, there we go. Lots of stuff happened today.
That wasn't that bad.
Yeah. So
We got a fruit.
you got some fruit. Now you need to get some bones and some Ethereum. Thank you everyone for coming out and watching us. It's been a lot of fun. We will be back in 2 weeks. But just a few plugs first. Check out Lydia's channel, Stay at Home DM. All no spaces or anything. She has her own show called Performance Check that she does every Monday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, our time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Time for her. Then also next Wednesday on Lydia's channel, we do Rehashed Roles where we the players get together and answer questions about the last session. So if you have any questions that you want to ask about this session, go our Discord channel is below. You can join that. You'll find a section called Rehash the Roles. You can go in and post questions that you have for the players about Rehash the Roles, and you can ask them anything that you want about the last session or anything in general, see if they'll answer it or not. For me personally, I'll be back on Friday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time with more Dead by Daylight gameplay. We are looking forward to seeing what else happens here in this in this story, though. So make sure you tune in 2 weeks from now. That would be November 4th.
Also, sorry, please continue, Sir Dungeon Master.
No, you're good. I was done.
Oh, yeah, that's what I figured. Are you also? Did you want to plug your Halloween stream?
Oh yeah. So on Halloween, I'll start plugging this now. So next Saturday, so not this upcoming Saturday, but the Saturday after that. So October 31st, Halloween, I will be doing an extra long stream, where we'll start off with some Dead by Daylight gameplay. We will probably, if I get enough people, play some Dead by Daylight Kill Your Friends. So as a group, then we will, in the latter half of the stream, we will be doing Phasmophobia. So we'll be doing some ghost hunting with some of my friends. Specifically, currently the people who are on docket for that. The only one who's committed is Ian. Lydia said she could possibly do it. So we will hopefully see that. And then maybe I can convince Adam to come join us too for that. But then, yeah. So yeah, thanks for coming out, guys. It's been a lot of fun. I appreciate all the comments and the support and all the, literally, seriously, the skeleton puns made my day. But we will be back again in 2 weeks, and we love you all very much. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.